All right, so welcome to another rapid fire business story of the week. This is part of our rapid fire series, and today we have an incredible guest with us, someone who's achieved extraordinary success and is here to share their unique business journey with you. We're excited to hear their insights, so let's welcome them to the show. All right, so as this is our rapid fire series, we've got 1 minute or less to answer each question. So, in a minute or less, give us the elevator pitch to your story and your life. Go.
Well, my whole career has been about helping the environment, and saving energy is a great way to do that. So basically, we go to companies, businesses, entities, done this with foreign governments, and help them find ways to save energy, which helps the environment, reduces emissions, all kinds of avoided pollution, saves money directly in a lot of the projects we do, pay back within 2 to 3 years. And also because there's a lot of tax benefits right now, some of those returns on investments can be 30 to 50% return on investment per year. So it's very attractive, and it is totally possible to save energy, create jobs, and help the environment.
So that's fascinating, and I would love to dig a little bit deeper. So tell us a bit more about what you're working on today that you're most passionate about and believe will have the biggest impact.
Yeah, so right now I think the biggest thing I've seen in probably 25 years of doing energy efficiency projects are the tax credits. If you can save so much, it's kind of a minimum threshold of 25%, but if you can do that, which is a big project, you can accelerate the depreciation benefits. And this really takes projects that normally would be 5 or 6 year paybacks and turn them into 2 to 3 year paybacks. I'll give you an example. Say you've got a $25 million opportunity. If you can get, say, $6 million upfront cash and basically finance the whole deal with no money down, that's the kind of power we're talking about. So really powerful stuff. It's leveraging a lot of projects, and my job as an educator or a keynote speaker is to share those ideas from an unbiased viewpoint with the audience and allow them to take advantage of these opportunities.
So this next question is one that every entrepreneur has dealt with. Tell us about a time where you failed. We often say failure is the first step to success. So think about a time where you failed in the past. What happened? What did you learn from it?
Well, that's not hard. Anyone who's successful has a lot of failures. So I'd say I got my PhD and went out in the world trying to sell performance contracting to industrial customers who just didn't have the interest, appetite, or attention span to do that. But I've worked with a lot of Fortune 100 companies, a lot of colleges since then, and learned from those mistakes. I would say probably in my field, because what we're doing is we're selling energy efficiency, you don't really get the savings until the end of the month. So it's a little bit less tangible than, say, selling a mug or an iPhone where you get something immediately. So the way that we would, I would say, had more success learning from those failures is to, explain the sense of urgency in the way that if you do nothing, you're throwing away money to the utility that you'll never get back. And so with that new approach, we've been able to have a lot greater success and have more fun, and actually be pretty excited about solving problems. So hopefully that helps you.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating. And we're definitely going to have you back on the show to dive deeper into each of these questions. But for now, one thing that I often say is, and I tell this to my employees and the people who work with me and for me all the time, is that when a tree falls in the forest, if nobody hears it, did that tree actually fall? This brings me to this next question. How do you make sure that all of these amazing projects that you're involved in get noticed? What marketing and advertising methods have worked best for you? You've got a minute. Let's go.
So marketing-wise, it is a difficult concept to present to people. Like I said before, they would rather have tangible things you can buy and get immediate gratification. We have a lot of case studies, videos, and examples of where we've shown companies that have done energy efficiency, energy management, clean energy, those types of projects, and been able to improve not only their cost effectiveness, not only their profitability, but also their increased sales by being a more green company. And that's why our company name is Profitable Green Solutions, because we're not just helping on energy expenses, we're actually helping the company or even nonprofits improve their financial performance and also be more environmentally friendly. So we have tons of case studies, examples on our website, and that's been an effective way. Most of our marketing actually is word of mouth, just like every other, most other successful companies. And so that's about it.
That was so awesome. We're definitely going to dive deeper into this on a later show. And as we approach our last question, before we ask people how people can get a hold of you, how people can reach you, learn more about the work that you're doing in your company, and we will include all that information in the show notes. What I wanted to ask you is, what is one piece of advice that you would offer to your younger self, to our audience, and to somebody, especially somebody who's just starting out in the same niche that you're in, but just doesn't know how to start or get going?
Well, I think the key thing is you've got to do something that you enjoy. I don't think you can be as successful in life unless you really enjoy it. So I would say go find the thing you love and do more of that. Fortunately for me, I figured that out when I was in grad school or a little before then. So in my early 20s. And since then I've been on that road pretty much nonstop, and it's worked out well. I would say getting clarity in your passion and how that lines up with your career is incredibly powerful. We're all good at something. You're a genius at something, and finding out where that genius is going to save you a lot of time.
Amazing stuff. We're going to have to thank our guest today for being a guest on Business Story of the Week. And before we cut out on this episode, I wanted to ask you, how can people get a hold of you? How can people learn more about what you're doing? And how do people engage with you? And we will transcribe this and put it in the show notes for everybody to find.
You can find me pretty easily by Googling my name, Eric Woodroof, or if you go to the website, profitablegreensolutions.com, and it's not a lawn care company. If you go there, that's a common misconception. If you go there, you can click the discovery call button and set up an appointment to see if there's a speech I could give for you or a training that would help your organization empower your people and go out and save lots of energy and improve your profits. So all of that's really easy to do. You just click the discovery call button and schedule a time, and we'll go from there.
All right, amazing. So you did it. Thank you for being a guest on the show today. Let me tell you what you can expect next. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this, we're going to cut it into an episode. It will go on the Business Story of the Week page. So make sure you go on Apple Podcasts, review us, like us, go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to us on Spotify, and this will come out in the next 30 days or so, depending on our workload and how many shows we have. We have had a lot of interest in the show lately, so we may be a little backed up, but the show will get out. In the meanwhile, we will send you clips that feel free to share on social. Also, the full episode, feel free to share any way that you like. The content is yours to share and put out there. We just ask that you mark us and tag us in the notes if you do. So in the copy, put hashtag Business Story of the Week, link back to us. We would appreciate that. And if you think that you might be interested in doing more podcasts, live ones and studio ones, Zoom ones, Riverside ones, there's a whole host of shows that likely, if you did this one and succeeded, you would probably be really great at, and a great way of getting your message out. So your host will talk to you about potentially getting you booked on a strategy call for a Business Story of the Week's sister company, Podcast Cola, or becoming a YouTube influencer through Viral Mirage. Thanks again for being a part of this. Looking forward to working.